Hello there, I'm Pricklyman, representing the video game Confederacy, and today we're going to have a long-form, intellectual, highly analytical, educational and academic discussion about a few things. Why good things don't come in threes, why they abolished the third term for a US presidency, why The Hangover 3 was such a terrible movie, but most importantly, why they never, ever should have revisited the Terminator series after Terminator 2. It was so good. Actually, fuck that. Let's just talk about Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines for the PS2. Terminator 3 was published in 2003 by Atari Games and developed by Black Ops Entertainment and Shiny Entertainment, a list of names that should be very ashamed of themselves. Their idea, their grasps, their goals were to do, quote, justice to the movie. I have never seen such a failure of a goal.
And also it does justice to the movie.
There are a multitude of reasons why the previous statement was true, a plethora of reasons, a magnitude of reasons beyond belief. One of them's on the screen right now, but beyond that, let's just talk a bit about some of the other reasons why this game is atrocious. First thing I want to talk about is the combat. So, as you're maybe aware from some of the footage that's been showing, it's primarily a first-person shooter. Now, the hallmarks to a first-person shooter is smooth, reactive, fun to play. This game has a fucking lock-on system. Why? I mean, there's absolutely no reason to have a lock-on system in a first-person shooter. All you need to do is make your controls not arse, and you've got it. Now, I don't have a problem with, like, aim assist. Halo did it, GoldenEye did it, Perfect Dark did it. A list of games that had slight aim assist, immense, it's intense. But you don't need to have a full-on lock-on system. What that turns this game into is press button, 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 press button. And talking about that, let's talk about some of the guns. Now, any shooter worth its salt needs to have a good selection of firearms. They have to feel different, they have to feel good. They don't necessarily have to feel unusual, but in a sci-fi game like, I don't know, fucking Terminator, they have to be amusing. Now, some of them are. There's just no reason to use them. There's this thing called the assault cannon. Now, when I say assault cannon, usually you think of a big thing, it's slow, it's tedious, doesn't do anything, it's useless because you never reload it. No, this thing's a one-shot kill to almost everything, and once you get it, there is no reason to look back. And then, once you get past all the levels that are in the future, you go back to the past, or the present, where the movie takes place, and then there's about, I don't know, I think it's like 3 or 4 shooting levels in that, so there's not even a point in actually developing a bunch of guns, but they did anyway, and then you get the minigun, and there's no reason to use anything else. The people who did QA must have recognized that when you flick through the guns, you look at that one, you say, yeah, right, you look at another one, you say, yeah, right, and then you look at the assault cannon, the minigun, you're like, why would I ever switch? It's senseless, it's pointless, it does not make any logical conclusion whatsoever. So let's talk levels. We've talked about the combat, we've talked about how awful it is, let's talk about how long you have to deal with the awful. Now, there are 22 levels in the game. 5 of them are punch-up levels, we'll talk about the punch-ups later. 5 of them are levels that are set in the present, shooting levels that are set in the present, which leaves 12 levels set in the future, where you're just blasting other things with laser guns. So, what I'm trying to say here is, for a game called Terminator 3, there's not a whole lot of Terminator 3. Now, don't get me wrong, it's relevant, I suppose, to the movie, but again, when you buy a game called Terminator 3, you expect Terminator 3. What's worse is that every level is more either contracted than the previous, or just plain terrible. The difficulty never spikes. The length is fluctuant, and some levels are so short that my dick is longer. Which is not good. When you buy a game, you expect to have a game. I mean, even the director, I think it was, said, oh, I'm a gamer, and I look forward to putting many hours into Terminator 3.
I'm a gamer. I love playing games, and I'm always looking for the new one. I can't wait to play Get as much playtime as I can on T3 the game. Get as much playtime as I can.
And I'm like, well, that's good because you've got 2 of them. It's a fucking 2-hour game.
Get as much playtime as I can on T3 the game.
22 levels, and the 5 fighting levels you can complete in under 2 minutes each. So it's a fucking 2-hour game. Probably a little more if you watch every single cutscene. We skipped a couple. Admittedly, we skipped a couple because by the end of it, they get sick of actually rendering shit and start using things from the film. And it's completely random where the shit from the film goes and where the game rendered stuff goes. Like you expect that, you know, if you're playing a game, you get game rendered stuff. You're watching a film, you get film. But there's no particular logic or sequence to where they put cinematics. It's just, well, here are some levels, and here are some other levels, and here's some film, and here's some not film, and here's some more thing. And it wears on you. I mean, thank fuck it's only 2 hours long. I don't think it could have taken much more. So as many of you are aware, a lot of games have cutscenes. Some of the cutscenes in this game are actually somewhat well shot. I can't believe I just said that, Jesus. But most of them are completely pointless. Let's have a look at a few right now. I don't even understand why they bothered shooting half of those. Like, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, a man who has a relatively diverse vocal range from, you know, the English language. But how about we have all these scenes where he doesn't say anything, doesn't really do anything of value, and just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
And also it does justice to the movie.
You guys want to know a secret? Because I got a whopper. I know what game, new hot game is going to be at EVO 2017. It's Terminator 3: Rise of the fucking Machines. It's a fantastic fighting system. Absolutely no reliance on pressing the same button over and over and over again, and absolutely no reliance on an abundance of technical skill. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Apparently, this was the first time that the first-person shooter genre and the fighting thing has been melded into one. And let me tell you something, I really wish they fucking didn't. Because this is 2003, right? It was published in 2003. There are so many good fighting games they could have used as models. There's so many good fighting games they could have used even just to look at, to say these are good things, these are bad things, these are things we should include, these are things we should not include. But they sort of just took that we should include these pile and said, no. And just kept pushing it away. And then we said, oh, how about all these things we shouldn't include? I like those a lot. And I don't understand. I feel bad because I know that there are people out there. I know there are people with families, with kids, maybe not kids, who have gone through the time and the effort. They've sweated and they slaved over this system. They were probably going home, drinking champagne, thinking that we're fucking geniuses, but it's shit. I'm sorry, mates, but it's shit out. You should all be ashamed to have created such a monstrosity of a system. Don't do it again. All right. Let's quickly talk about a few little things that I just want to I just want to get off my chest a few little humorisms, if you will. I think most of the major complaints have been dealt with, and I think in a reasonably wholehearted manner. But let's just talk about a few things. Firstly, the compass. Now, I can see what they're trying to do with the compass, but it's god-awful. Please stop. Now the next thing, I just want to show you a quick magic trick. I'm gonna make a truck multiply in diameter. Okay, home. Watch this. How about this? Let's go out, let's punch the shit out of some cars. And also, how about we take damage from our enemies dying? Because that's always really fun when we shoot guys in a first-person shooter and our biggest worry is not them shooting at us, no, but them exploding after they die. Finally, I want to show you the most wonderful magic trick of blasting a guy's brains out with a shotgun and him surviving. Now, none of the issues I've just mentioned, none of them they're not game-breaking on their own. There's nothing particularly rivetingly awful there. I'm not just gonna look at one of them on their own and think, no, that's fucking shit, no, I'm never playing the game again. No, you don't do that, that's just stupid. But when you look at them all together, there's problems. And also just think about it like this. There must have been people who played this game before it was released. I mean, surely they hired QA. Because if they did, they're really bad at their job. I mean, it's only a 2-hour game, right? You can play it multiple times in a time period of any reasonable length. So surely when you look through it, you think to yourself, there's an issue, there's something we could fix. Oh, that doesn't look too good, that wasn't fun. You look at all these issues and you think, we can fix those, they're minor. Because it all adds up. But, or you could think about it another way. Apparently, according to the developers of Terminator 3, when you have a minor issue, that's not a problem. You can just leave it in because it's not going to affect anything. But you take any other industry at all. Let's nuclear arms, right? Let's say I go to my nuclear arms dealer and I order a 10 megaton bomb, and he delivers and it's 9 megatons. Like, that's a minor issue, sure. I mean, 9 megatons is still a lot of nuke, but I'm not gonna fucking tolerate it. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fucking get a refund, get an exchange. I'm gonna do something about it. But with a game, no, it's not a problem at all. Not a problem with nukes. Oh, I'm shit, you know? Why are games so different? So there you have it, Terminator 3. What is it? A steaming pile of goat manure. But, you know, what do you do about it? Like, you make a shit game, what are you gonna do? Get a refund? Not in this day and age, everything's bought off fucking eBay. Anyway, it might be a shit game, but it has missile command. I mean, holy shit, you really can't argue too much with Missile Command. I mean, that's a top quality game. Back when Atari wasn't publishing things like this. So what's the summary? The summary is, play Missile Command. Don't play this. I'm Pricklyman, representing the Video Game Confederacy, wishing you a happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.
It is fantastic, it looks great, and everyone will enjoy it.
T3 the game.